Hey, grand rising, everybody. Much love, much respect to everybody. Flat motherfucking power to the Flat Power family. Let me shout out the sponsors, and I'm gonna play a couple songs. Wait for the sisters to tap in, and we're gonna get this thing started. Shout out to Chris Cyphers, Bronze Flat Power Guy, Richard TSL, Flat Motherfucking Power, my Naga, Dangerous Music, Prophet Levi, Executive Sessions, Brother Sanchez, and all the Flat Power family, man. We're gonna start this off with some music by my nigga Dangerous, and we're gonna get this thing started. Let's go. Grand Rising, everybody. Much love to my brother Keith Cobb. Respect, brother. Much love and respect to you and the family, man. Let's start this thing off with some Dangerous. Promo 2023 and beyond. That's all we on. Promo 23, 2023 and beyond, man. Shout out to everybody in the house. Hey, shout out my brother King Genocide in the building, man. Shout out King Genocide. Much love and respect to you and the brother. You and the family, brother. We're going to be allowing people up after the presentation, after the sister Yasmin and the sister Ellis come on the panel. We're going to allow people up, man. You put the link in the chat in case they didn't get it. Grand Rising, everybody. Flat motherfucking power to the Flat Power family, man. Promo 2023 and beyond. Shout out my nigga, my brother Tony Furlow, my Naga, Tony Furlow. Always respect, brother. You know, we opening the channel up to the sister Yahsinni and the sister Ellis to do their thing behind the veil into the scriptures through the organ. Shout out to Yahsinni and Samantha Ellis. Shout out to everybody in the house, man. It's gonna be a good one. Sisters gonna do their thing, and talk what they do. What's good, Woke Grand Rising, bro? Much love and respect to you and the family. Woke. It's deeper than having sex, you give birth to deceit. If you see where this is going, this is true as can be. If you lie to the ones you love, then you Vibrant Lord. Much love and respect to you and the family. Niggas get wet outside, but ain't no rain in sight. They wonder where Grand Rising, man. When it's all done, no reason to believe in when you become one, you understand. You get it the same. Niggas will double cross you if you get them the fame. Promo 2023 and beyond. It's dangerous, homie. Just remember the name.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars? Wasting tons
stop
of
that
time
real
on
quick.
troubleshooting with attendees? If so,
Grand Rising, everybody. Give me 1 second, sister. You can do a mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Loud and clear, sister. Loud and clear.
Gratitude.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna do a couple more promo songs. Then once y'all see me tap in, I'm gonna let y'all sister. I'm gonna mute up and let y'all sister do what y'all do. So I'm gonna do a couple more songs promo because that's what we owe on over here. Promo 2023, growing and building together. So much respect to you and the family. Uprising Aboriginal, much respect. My nigga Key, much respect. Love and respect to all of y'all, man. King Genocide, I ain't let nobody on to after the sisters get their presentation, my brother. You can come up later. But I ain't let nobody on to after the sisters give their presentation. I don't want them interrupted. I'm not even going to interrupt them to shout out to people. So I'll let you up. You can come up, get them sisters, I guess about an hour and a half for their presentation, and then we'll be letting people up on the panel. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the house. Let me go back to my promo because I'm gonna play my brother P Trillion music that he sent me. Shout out to P Trillion. Trill Loop.
You gotta live it up.
Shout out my brother P
Since you
Trillion.
alive, you gotta live it up.
We're gonna play that 9-man promo song too. With the brother Woke.
If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. They say that if you born in this world covered in melanin, then you were cursed from birth with low intelligence. And you were only meant to slave and work for rent. You just another motherfucker in a cotton field, suffering from cognitive dissonance due to politics. Stuck in poverty, never seeing no way out of it. Beating for progress, hustling to get it in. And all the moves that you making, you still standing still. The media damaging, governors pandering, punting your freedom for dollars and they just cash it in. They roll the dice with your life, they just gambling. National Guard now in charge, yeah, they with FEMA them. Be careful with the food America feeding them. Systematic ignorance to ensure that you never win. But if you born and you die, you were chosen to live. Treat your cares like the blunt, let it blow in the wind. If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. They say that if you born in this world and you got red skin, then you extinct and you can possibly be an Indian, Aboriginal, Native, walking on flat land. Told you that you were African, now you ain't got land. This for the next generation who don't understand. This for the ones with the mind that can comprehend. Black lives matter, but will you help your fellow man? Stop fronting on the internet and start collecting bands. Join hands in business, put your money where your mouth is. And for the young ones who already got kids, feed they mind, fuck a fucking Nike outfit. Feed they soul, cause the enemy wanna see them dead. Stop letting all this entertainment go to your head. When you think of losing, think of progress instead. If you were born and you die, inspire change then. Tell a gang, sell a gang, go on, get some bread. Yeah, if you were born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it on up. Gotta live it on up. Since you alive, nigga, gon' live it on up.
Yeah, we gotta
900,
replay that.
nigga, I'm 900.
Nigga P Trillion.
Drill.
He went in on that, John. We gotta replay that back one more time. Promo 2023 and beyond. My brother P Trillions. Let's go.
It's Trill. Luke Dog Records. You gotta live it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this world and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. They say that if you born in this world covered in melanin, then you were cursed from birth with low intelligence. And you were only meant to slave and work for rent. You just another motherfucker in a cotton field, suffering from cognitive dissonance due to politics. Stuck in poverty, never seeing no way out of it. Beating for progress, hustling to get it in. And all the moves that you making you still standing still. The media damaging, governors pandering, punting your freedom for dollars and they just cash it in. They roll the dice with your life, they just gambling. National Guard now in charge, yeah, they with FEMA and them. Be careful with the food America feeding them. Systematic ignorance to ensure that you never win. But if you born and you die, you were chosen to live. Treat your cares like the blunt, let it blow in the wind. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up. Hustle and get it up, since you alive, gotta live it up. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up. Hustle and get it up, since you alive, you gotta live it up. They say that if you born in this world and you got red skin, then you extinct and you can possibly be an Indian. Aboriginal native, walking on flat land, told you that you were African, now you ain't got land. This for the next generation who don't understand. This for the ones with the mind that can comprehend. Black lives matter, but will you help your fellow man? Stop fronting on the internet and start collecting bands. Join hands in business, put your money where your mouth is. And for the young ones who already got kids, feed they mind, fuck a fucking Nike outfit. Feed they soul, cause the enemy wanna see them dead. Stop letting all this entertainment go to your head. When you think of losing, think of progress instead. If you were born and you die, inspired change then. Tell a gang, sell a gang, go on, get some bread. Yeah, if you were born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up. Hustle and get it up, since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up. Hustle and get it up, since you alive, gotta live it on up. Gotta live it on up. Since you alive, nigga, gon' live it on up. Ma, 900, nigga, I'm 900. It's true.
Hey, shout out my brother P Trillion. You know, promo 2023 and beyond. So give me one more second. I'm gonna share a couple of things. You know, we still waiting on the sister Yahsinni, but she should be here in a second and to give me time to do our promos. You know, we're about promoting each other, growing and building over here. Shout out to sponsor Dangerous Music, all the sponsors, man. Here we go. Promo 2023 and beyond. If y'all got a channel, anytime I go live, y'all welcome to put y'all channel links out. And I'm asking everybody, sub up to everybody. Promo 2023. Let's grow and build together. So give me 1 second. Should be starting in a minute, man. Shout out to everybody in the house, man. Appreciate all of y'all. 2023 and beyond.
You ain't getting money, what you call it? Bank got a flow, no rap, no faucet. Mama told me always get my fruit from the market. Empire mind state, roots from the garden. Motherfucker, why lie to a lame? No, the presence.
California breeze, Colorado weed. Meditate on a daily. Don't focus on my doubts. Hard work never lazy. So prove me what I'm about. Real niggas what made me. Let me see my spot an ounce. My aura wavy. Overlooking all you clowns.
Class in session. So it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden. Better listen, bro.
Promo 2023 and beyond. We're going to keep it. We're not worrying about the past. We're building our futures. We ain't lingering on the past. We building our futures. Promo 2023 and beyond.
Radio.
If y'all haven't, please sub up to all these channels. We're building and growing together. DVD Music, Talk Your Talk Media, Key Norfolk, my brother the Enemy's Public,
DVD radio. Turn up your
Talk Your
speakers.
Talk Media,
Niggas, they was hating on
BYOB,
me. But
King of
who the
Higher
fuck
Self,
is
the
you?
Goddess of
Fuck the
Love.
money, y'all. I think
We
y'all
all
all
building
your
together.
panel and your channel suck. That shit small change, doper than some fitting on. This for the music, that's why my shit ahead of y'all. I read the blueprint, these bitches hit the thought spot. She took her panties off, make the shit make sense. We run the marathon.
Hey, shout out my brother Sachi in the house, man. Grand Rising,
Send
Sachi.
it to the show. We gon' play it, even if it's
Make sure
whack.
y'all
If
sub
you
up to
really
everybody.
feel
Sub
it,
up to
nigga,
my
trap.
nigga
Leave it
Certified
in the
Sachi.
chat.
He be
Tuned
doing
in,
this
put
thing
the
too.
phone down. Leave it
Promo
where it's at. Come
2023 and
and get
beyond.
familiar with niggas that be
If y'all
really
got a
young.
channel, throw
Niggas
y'all
drop
channel links
bombs
out.
and got bars that
Everybody
be
sub
killing
up
ya.
to
This
everybody.
shit is dangerous, man. Y'all already know. You're now tuned in to DVD radio. When they see us in the building, they gon' hate on it. With that type of energy, I gotta stay away from it. You mad how we move, but you frontin' like it's cool. The better question is, nigga, who the fuck is you?
Bring your own bar.
Shout out to Jesus freaking Christ, Grand Rising. Much love and respect to you and the family. My brother Anthony Lowe. Much love and respect to you and the family, brother. Promo 2023 and beyond.
We ain't got next. I ain't never like waiting to you.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Flat motherfucking power to the Flat Power family. Damn, it feel good to be Aboriginal.
The Freemasons, the niggas who took the land, make the money and all of the major brands, took the knowledge of both of the native man, told them move out the way as American. Kicking off, I went the ball first. They the ones who was pushing the ball earth. I be catching this shit like I'm Stalwart. Niggas sick and I don't need no cough, sir. Ain't no stopping me for an apology. Set up shop and they call it a colony.
Hey, shout out my nigga Smoke Signals in the house.
Back to the bed, and
Oh, you already know it, Smoke. You know he gonna show up. Shout out to everybody in the house. I'm gonna play one more. I'm gonna play that 9-man song, and then we're gonna start tapping in. And I'm gonna let the sister get the mic, and Yashimi should be joining us any second now. Much love and respect to all y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all. Promo 2023 and beyond.
I'm really that nigga, uncomparable.
Make sure y'all sub up to the sisters Salima Ellis channel and Yahsinni. Much love and respect, Yahsinni.
Feel your feelings as they override. They cuddle and enjoyness.
You already know it. Smoke power to the motherfucking people, man.
Lay with me. Let's continue this dance of fluid communication.
Want it all. It is a cash prize every week from the people.
Two hoes in the bed trying to share the meat. Trying to stack the money up until it's 7 feet. Know these op niggas always getting sick of me. Putting candy in the sandwich bag before trick or treat. Chopper hit a nigga fro and turn his shit to Mr. T.
Hey, shout out my brother Chief Crazy Overstand. What's good, brother? Much love and respect to you and the family, Big Chief. Crazy Overstand. I see you, brother.
Visions of militants, independence is what I'm reaching. Teaching the innocence, the equivalent, what I'm thinking.
Tough, I got stuff that can get you boxed up. You meeting Lucifer, let the Ruger bust like pressure pipes. I'm stretching white like exercises. I've been extra grinding, putting extra time in. I'm extra extraordinary. You get more than buried. Bring you back to life while you're underground. They might as well put your coffin down.
Make sure you bring it. There's a cash prize every week. BYOB, hosted by BDD and King of Higher Self, the Goddess of Love, and Chrissy.
Your love, it penetrates my soul. I feel you in me. Your natural ways are so prominent, so romantic, and so ominous. Our friendship will sell and never fail of any broken grievance, always supporting and loving your achievements. Baby, you know you need it. To all your endless possibilities and all your natural remedies, your good, loving, and my herbal teas is what we seek.
Had to focus my mind, take it to another level you niggas will never find. They got no time to get high, even stop drinking wine. Put that top on your bottle, my niggas, get on your grind. Whether pounds or bricks, half ounces or zips. Take control of your business, but keep these hoes at your mix, cause even hoes hit licks. Bread and water is all I was taught I need to eat until I learned to go out and slaughter for my own piece of meat. Now side dishes in mama's kitchen with just some wishes. My low work made my growth spurt, so expeditious. Jumped off the porch, no enforcement, no endorsement deal. So peeping game where I came from was an important skill.
Got a record deal. I'm on the 8th floor rolling up the finest kill. She don't smoke, but when she chill with me, she say she will. I'm in the cut like a sniper waiting to pop off. I'm taking tops off. I'm ghost pepper. They just hot sauce. Some of y'all got this shit backward like you crisscross. Want to be gangsters, but you won't never be no my boss. I'm 1D. In my 9-8, rolling up ooey. I stay playing Sade, feeling groovy.
Them low to the locust ass niggas strapped to the back with a big like that. Hollow tip to the blast niggas. So dope, that'll get you smoked like every day though. Nigga, if you slip, you get your bitches ripped up like some Play-Doh. So it ain't no way in thing that nigga can stop me. My Glock is cocked up over my jock, filling out copy roll.
Illuminati Islands, all that shit talking, but niggas never find it. Fuck kicking knowledge, this that ether. Melt the nigga soul through these speakers. Ain't no equal. UCC codes.
I'm sorry.
Moses had a staff
Okay.
that he turned into a serpent. Bobby got Mac 10s and turned into a merker. I'd rather be Bane than Batman. Fuck the system. Krillin got more heart than Goku. Peep the wisdom.
Fuck your dental work, I'm the floss. Remember that shit you always wanted but couldn't afford? Bitch, I'm that cost. I'm deadly, like a hollow tip to your head be. You need to feel your hollow grip. Quit talking about your bread, G. Your niggas done read me the wrong way. And bitch, you gon' pay for fucking with the wrong one nigga on the fucking wrong day. Roll up an Akon pack. I ain't ducking smoke, I just inhale and blow. I'm on demon time and I got a hellish flow. The 40 spiritual. I make them see the Holy Ghost. Let's bury these niggas and raise a toast to the Aborigines. That's from time immemorial. A tanchan that's from the soil. Every rhyme is that cook coke that harm.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm about to stop sharing and open the floor up for the sisters. Much love and respect to both of these sisters, Yamison and the sister Salima Ellis. You know, always respect. You know, the sister Yamison had. Oh, hold on, let me stop that. My bad. You know, the sister Yamison has been on this panel before, so you know both of these sisters have been on the panel before. You know, but sister Yamison have gave presentations over here, and I just want to give these sisters the utmost love and respect. You know, the name I believe the name of their presentation is Beyond the Veils, Into the Scriptures, Through the Organs. You know, so with that, I'm gonna shout out my brother Keith West, and I'm gonna introduce y'all to Yamison and the sister Ellis. Much love and respect to y'all. Y'all got the platform.
All right. Peace and love to you, Big Dog Philly OG. Peace and love to your chat. I'm familiar with most of the names that I see in the comments, and Yahsinni loves you. Okay, and I saw Salima in here earlier, but I can go ahead and lay the groundwork for what we're about to do today, and that is hopefully teach you some new learnable things that are very important. How it got left out, I don't know, but we've been dwelling on it on my channel for a long time now. For instance, some of the things we're going to go into is this organ versus organic, because we tend to hear the word organic and think that that's the, pristine, divine shit, but it's not. Actually, organ is the pristine, divine shit representing the earth and representing the mother. And there's some things that are different about this organ called earth than organic stuff that we've been hearing a lot. And so we wanna use that Bible to show you how everything, how they teach it is corrupt. We're not Bible thumpers. However, we do use that to learn the truth, because although most times it's in plain sight, a lot of times you have to go dig for it when it's been used against you, when it's been reversed to control you. So we're going to bring it all to the forefront and, show you a few things that you probably didn't know. A few interesting things. And so the reason how we get the title, Behind the Veil, because we're going to lift the veil on a lot of bullshit that we see it hasn't been lifted on yet. We're going to use their scriptures as our friend, okay? Not because we believe in the Bible. We don't believe in the Bible. We believe that the Bible is twisted on purpose to control us. So we're going to untwist some things, and we're going to take you through the organs, the important organs that we don't talk about organs. We just talk about organic shit. Now we want to tell you the difference between organs and organic. So, your light is always shining. Okay. And so peace and love to the matriarch goddess, Salima Ellis.
Yes, and let me say shout out to Jews 512. Y'all got it. Much love.
Yeah, so Yahsinni in the house is now with Big Dog Philly OG. So you're gonna get the double whammy. 2 goddesses in the house. Call that a triple whammy. And Salima, I've said what I had to say. When you're done, I would like to share my screen, if that's okay with you, Big Dog.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was going to ask. Just let me know whenever you want to share. And go ahead, sister. Much love and respect. You got the mic.
Greetings and salutations to the fam. This is Salima Ellis. As always, you can find me at Yahsinni in the house. You can find me also on Facebook and Instagram. Gratitude for having me on the panel tonight. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to get some of this knowledge out here to our people.
Keep in mind, while we'll be tag teaming this PowerPoint presentation, and it's we only made the presentation to present a few things out of the original PowerPoint, which took us 3 parts, one of them being like 3 hours long. So we had a lot of stuff in there, all relating to what's going on right now, all denouncing familiar things that we thought was true from your Bible. We're going to denounce some of that things, flip it back over to where it should be, and show you the light on that. So I'll go ahead and present or share my screen. Right here. Boom. Y'all got it? Not yet. There. All right, there we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so while we picked out the slides that we thought would be best to represent on this channel, if you didn't see it on my channel, Yahsinni in the house. Okay, and so as we go through this stuff, I believe later on you're gonna, I don't know if the Big Dog will let you just jump in with questions or wait till after we're done and then present some stuff, but it might be worth getting a pen and paper. Okay. So while I'm here, and while I agree with what we put together, this is Salima's baby. So understand that she's going to do a lot of explaining. I'll be chiming in as usual, but keep in mind that she worked her heart out on this presentation. So Salima, if you want to do your explanation or just get with it, we can start it up.
Gratitude. Okay, so the purpose of this document is to present our people some facts that are in the Bible that they were not may or may not have been previously aware of. That they are in fact in the Bible, but that the way that the Bible has been written is to deceive you at all times and to clump you in with a different species. And the point of this PowerPoint is to create the not just the physical divide that's already, but the mental divide between these two species, so we can start being free. And the point of this PowerPoint is that we're going to learn that we are organ people, we are the original people, and that these other beings are organic beings. And that's the point of this presentation, that a lot of this mayhem and mishap that's going on in the realm is because we are dealing with organic beings without us as organ people understanding the knowledge of our realm, how to use our realm, or any of those things, because we've accepted them as our educators, as those who know everything, and they don't. What they know is what they are. That's it. So we about to put out what we are.
Okay. Oh, give me a second right here. Okay. There it is.
And let me say this real quick, and I promise I ain't gonna interrupt you. I love what y'all doing because I take herbs for my different organs so my organs can work to their maximum potential. So I love what y'all doing. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. Means a lot too. Okay, so I picked this slide because the power that you see when you look at it, you've got your purple there. Her head is exploding. I'd like to think that her seventh chakra is wide open, or her crown chakra, her corona is wide open, and you see the stars coming out. You see the purple. Purple is always good. So anyway, so this one was explained. I looked at it. I said, Salima, this just caught me what exactly it was saying. So these are the changes that happen to our dominion when organics are consumed by Homo sapien. Two things in there that one thing I've already talked about. The second one that we're going to hit on throughout this PowerPoint presentation is Homo sapien. The first one, the other one is where I told you about organics. We see that word and we just think all positive things about it. The word, what we're looking for, we need to take that X off of it and talk about the organ. But anyway, this is what happens when we're consuming organics or what they call organics. Their foods. When they do organics, it's just a type of soil that they agree to or regulate it. And so that's organics to them. And that can be GMO stuff and all kinds of crap. So what happens when we lean on those organics, or what they're calling organic, we compromise our weight, our density, odors, texture, our glow, and our intuition, which I told Salima, I said that's the most harmful one if we're jeopardizing our intuition. But anyway, we also jeopardize our taste, our perceptions, and abilities like transmission and receiving. And we jeopardize our ability to traverse the realm. Okay? So when we're slow and when we're retarded and we're acting mentally retarded and doing things that are not of our nature, it's because we're consuming their organics. And that's just my way of teaching that piece. But Salima wrote this, so go ahead and fill them in.
Okay, so to go back to the beginning, so for those who haven't heard this PowerPoint before, the purpose of the organ versus organics is that we have to learn that the Bible is the biggest book in the world. All information and knowledge comes from the Bible, and the Bible comes from the other papyruses of ancient times, antiquity. So, the purpose of organ versus organics is that when you go back to the beginning of your Bible, say in Genesis 1, let's start with the organ people, which is who we are. In Genesis 1, the reason you know the difference between organ and organ people is because Genesis 1:14, I'm sorry, 1:15. Am I doing that right, Goddess? No, I apologize. 1:11. God said, let the land produce vegetation. So when you're thinking of parents, you have to understand that parents automatically provide the environment that the child needs. And when you read Genesis 1, understand that there's no mention of death. There was never anything about us dying in Genesis 1. So Genesis 1 are the organ people, which means that your food does not have to be planted for you to eat. This realm was created for you because you were coming into fruition, which means that everything on this realm that is provided for you, it does not have to be grown. Our organ nutrient intakes, like grapes, burdock, Queen's Anne's lace, mulberries, there are a ton of things that I haven't even begun to name that grow naturally on the ground without being planted. That is for those who live in natural law, who were created through natural law, which means what we came out of the birth canal. Okay, so when you go to organics, you have to understand that when you go to Genesis 2:15, no, we're going to go to Genesis 2:8. In Genesis 2:8, and God planted a garden in the east. See the two different Genesis? How one child, everything is already there for them. The realm is here for you. And the other child has to toil for their food, because after 2:8 in Genesis 2:8, the God then puts Adam in the Garden of Eden to toil and work for his food. Whereas you don't have that in Genesis 1:11. In Genesis 1:11, for our people, organ people, the food naturally comes up. So now we have a break where we begin to understand that, yes, there are two different species on this realm. And one is natural because everything happens for us naturally. We are causality. And the other being has to work to be here. It has to work to be in this environment because it has no freaking business here. So if you want to, Goddess, I guess we could move on to another slide that was of interest to you, and we'll just keep breaking them down until we get to the slide that I was really interested in about the genetics and the Bible study to really help our people understand. Okay, now this was the slide about the Laterius grapes. And after this, after the live, I told everybody that they could no longer have wine because the genetically modified grapes were breaking down your DNA code. So not only are you now just getting drunk, now you're faced with what the grapes are facing. That even though they're still grapes, they have been genetically modified out of their natural state and being so tough that they're falling apart. So you're eating food that's falling apart and you're putting it in your body. So if the food is falling apart, imagine what your body is trying to do with that food, because now it has an entity within your cell that ain't supposed to be there, and it's destructive. So when they decided to make the wine grapes for drinking and they grafted them, they changed their whole genetics. They just messed them up completely. So you have to understand that at some point, anything that they've ever grafted or created deteriorates. And that's what the Erebos is. I'm going to get to the Erebos sometime later in the presentation. But yeah, I'm going to continue to restate that and reiterate that this, whatever this being or entity is, it came here hungry, starving, and there was no female of its species.
And I'm sorry, goddess. I thought y'all saw me talking with my mute on, but you did a very good job of going over it, because I was talking about it. But
That's what I thought, and I couldn't get to.
I've got some kids in my background, and so I had my mute on. But I'm sorry. I put the other, but I put this other slide on just to back up that slide. So Oregon grapes don't have these anomalies because they haven't been modified or adulterated for other purposes. And what I was trying to say is that I never knew that grapes just grew by themselves. I didn't know it, so I figured other people don't know it too. So grapes are organs, and they come here from the mother. You don't have to toil the earth to get them to grow on their vine. And when they grow on their vine, they are, I promise you, divine. So we can move down to the next slide. So here we're talking about, we want to show some artificial stuff that really, really damages our DNA. And the most popular one is going to be the those sweeteners that we've been using in our coffee and other things. And then we got on the other side, we got the CRISPR sausage. It gets the FDA green light for consumption. So, you know, they're in the lab playing God or playing with genetics just to see what they do, to record, see how dangerous they are. And before they give it to us, they already know what it's going to do to our DNA and our genes. They're gene editing. And who knows, gene editing is very broad, okay? What genes are you putting in here through CRISPR? What are we really eating? I suppose we can dig for it, but basically nothing that they're doing is good. Everything that they're doing is to defeat us or lower our capabilities. And so we just want you to not get comfortable with the new foods that's coming around, because there's more than just this. We've got pictures of some new packaging down this PowerPoint. I'm gonna move on to this because the reason I put this up here, because it's in the kitchen right now. My people have been frying their chicken with this vegetable oil that's very, very dangerous for us. So we got the summary over here on the side. The soybean oil, the most widely produced and consumed edible oil in the U.S., could potentially impact neurological conditions like autism, Alzheimer's disease, anxiety, and depression. So research using mice models revealed pronounced effects on the hypothalamus, which is a critical part of the brain that regulates body weight, temperature, stress response, reproduction, and growth. So go look in your kitchen, look at the vegetable oil, and know that it needs to be replaced with like some EVOO, which is olive oil, some grapeseed oil, avocado oil. There's so many different oils we could choose, except it's not going to be as cheap as that one, and it's not going to be as much as that one. And at some time, I told Salima earlier that I thought the Crisco and all those old school oils was the culprit, but nah, this vegetable oil is in some of our kitchens right now. Goddess.
Facts, facts. So when we're dealing with these oils, we have to realize when we're dealing with genetically modified organisms, especially in our foods, they're talking about messing with the hypothalamus. Now, true, we're always talking about the pineal gland, but the hypothalamus, which is in the front, is so sensitive to this realm, and it helps us with our cognitive abilities in turning our dissonance into resonance. So anything that not only calcifies your pineal gland, which is also harming your hypothalamus, you can't have that going on. Now you're getting hit with a double whammy because your mind, your ability to astral project, your ability to receive transmissions, like when people call, before you see the caller ID, you know who it is, or your ability to know when things have come to fruition without you even talking to anybody, and all of a sudden it's in play. So now you're eating foods, human food staples, that are deteriorating these abilities. So when we listen to these scientists about them creating something, we shouldn't be eating any of their creations, because what is already needed for us, what is desired by us, is already here and in fruition. We've just been turned away from it. So we have to be aware that we are playing Russian roulette with these foods and human food staples. Because like you said before, Goddess, it's all chimera food. These are chimeras. And that's what I was trying to tell somebody about Adam. He's nothing but the Baphomet. That Baphomet that's Adam. This is all this splicing and chimera stuff. See, and they want to make it some mystical creature, but that's that human walking around. And we're going to get to that slide to prove, because that's what they say they is.
No. So there you go. Look at it. Now, I'm not certain that they're going to put those labels on there like that, but you see what the meat looks like. They gave that part away.
Right, but what they're going to do is you're going to have to read the ingredients, because my daughter had a can of tuna a week or two ago, and I'm looking like it said compressed soy product. And I'm like, listen, baby, tuna is tuna, salt, and water. If you have compressed soy product or any type of other product other than tuna, salt, and water, more than likely you don't have tuna in that can. It's compressed soy, pressed to look and taste with fish flavor. You see, so you have to read the ingredients, because it's not their job. It's their job to make money. It's not their job to inform you on whether or not you want to spend their money with them. They just want your money. So you're going to have people that go in and just read, the commercial front without reading ingredients. They're going to continue to have a hard time in the supermarkets and with their diets.
And so, because we're trying to get through all of our slides, we don't necessarily want to read them. We do want to discuss them, though. And I wanted y'all to see what this new packaging looks like. And it doesn't look good.
Right. They're going to send it to you already processed with a picture of the animal that it's supposed to taste like, resemble. Ick. Remember, that's that organ with the ick and that nasty ick on the end of it. So you don't know what this stuff is. They're just going to put this picture on it. And unless you read the ingredients, you won't know whether you're eating a natural law animal or if you're eating a man-made law animal.
Yeah, and the same thing with the rice. They want to transform the rice into black, brown, and red varieties, but they're going to do it with CRISPR. And it's still white rice. They just transformed it. White rice that I know have cyanide poison in it. So it's not going to be a different kind of rice. It's got rice got starch in it, which is a binder. And why does it need a binder? Because it's created in the lab. It didn't grow naturally from the earth. And that's why these noodles and foods have starch in them in the first place, just to bind them up. And so pigmented rice is known to be much more nutritious than white rice and could be an important resource to improve human health and combat malnutrition. However, improved yield and ergonomic traits are needed if these varieties, which include black, brown, and red, are to become widely accepted by farmers.
And so, as I stated, go ahead, Goddess.
Yeah, I don't want to say nothing bad or negative about farmers because I don't know, but I bet you, that the dollar or extra money, or I wonder if they buy into this concept and if they're even able to tell the government or the USDA or FDA, no, I'm not transforming the rice.
No, because most farmers are under USDA. See, that's the thing. When you become a farmer, unless you're willing to go alone by yourself, most farmers are going to tap into the USDA. And the USDA is going to want you to buy certain seeds, certain feed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They got it on lockdown. So my point was that once they get their hands on this rice, it'll never be healthy again.
Right.
It will never be healthy again because it's only once it goes to market, it's going to be all about money. These people have proven time and time again that their agricultural system has never been about feeding the world, because if that was the case, nobody would be buying food. No animal would be dying from being poisoned. So their agricultural practices have never had anything to do about feeding this realm. This realm was well fed before they got here. Mm-hmm. Now we hungry.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent. Let me jump here while we're on this topic. Farming humans for meat. Now this is grotesque. The most grotesque shit I've ever seen, practically. And ancient DNA reveals how farming spread into the Northwest Africa. You can go look the subject up. I put this in here for the visual effects. Look at it. Now, this is nothing new. I can promise you. I promise you they've been using humans for meat for a long time now. And I don't want to be sued by anyone or get Big Dog in any trouble, so I'm not going to name any places. But put your thinking cap on.
Right. Well, really, they definitely are mining the Homo sapien.
Mm-hmm.
And the humans are just, like I said, they gain a function to this realm.
Yeah. Yeah. So visual effects. And then we got some more effects for you right here. Now, Salima, I put this part in. I agreed to put this slide in. And Salima also mentioned this slide. So I say, yep, got it already.
Okay.
Just look at it. Look at it.
So yeah, this slide was the headbanger. I'm probably gonna spend about maybe 25 minutes on this alone, because we're gonna have to hit the Bible and the articles and it's 2 articles that go with it, that 27 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
So in this it says, see stunning likeness of whoever this person is, the oldest modern human to be genetically sequenced. Researchers created a facial approximation of a 45,000-year-old individual who is believed to be the oldest anatomically modern human ever to be genetically sequenced. So over to the next part. I'm not going to read the middle yet. What caught our attention? Go get Uncle. What caught our attention was the robustness of the structure of the face, especially the mandible lower jaw. Moray said, when archaeologists found the skull, the first experts who analyzed it thought it was a man. And it's easy to understand why in addition to the skull having characteristics that are very compatible with the male sex of current populations, which included a robust jaw, which is why I've been pounding people's head with this Bible. When I said Eve is not a woman, I meant it. They just put out an article that says this is Eve. She was genetically modified. Genetically modified from who? From a man named Adam.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Tell the story.
You know I'm going into it because I want them to stop comparing us to these beings that ain't even real women. They ain't even real goddesses. It's genetically modified. These are their words. These are their articles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we go to Genesis 2:7, the Lord formed the man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. That's a fucking Baphomet. Let me tell you why. Because all natural life comes through the woman. If we all agree that natural law says that life comes through the woman, then what is Adam? And then what is Eve? Because obviously she was created from Adam. So let's go to Revelations. Let's go to Revelations. Because I want my people to really understand I'm not just talking crazy. This is their stuff. This is their stuff and their words. So we're going to break down the difference between us, the Oregon people, and the organic people who came here with their own seed, which was corrupt. So in Revelations 13, let me see. Okay, let's get to this. In Revelations 13, in Revelations 12, I apologize. Revelations 12:13. Hey, Satan was thrown out of heaven. Okay. Yeah, he was thrown out of heaven. And Satan was the only one thrown out of heaven. Right? And we're always discussing that if you're a good Christian and you do this and you do that, you can go to heaven, right? But that's a lie. Because if you read John 3:13, in John 3:13, they tell you for a fact that the only one that can go to heaven is the only one that has ever come from heaven. And that is the Son of Man. So if Satan is the only one that came from heaven, and man is the only one that can go to heaven, and man was created by Satan. So we need to follow. I'm not going to keep following the breadcrumbs of the pastures. I'm not doing that. We're going to follow the breadcrumbs that make sense, common sense, that put it together. So when you go to John 3:13, he's going to tell them flat out, can't nobody get into heaven but the only one that ever came from heaven. And he said the only one that ever came to heaven. No one has ever gone into heaven except the one who came from heaven, the Son of Man. Humans ain't us. We didn't come from heaven because this is our realm. They came from somewhere else here. They came with their corrupt seed. They have to grow their food because they're chimeras. They're chimeras, which means they've been grafted a lot with a lot of different beings and species. And two of the species who they openly admit being grafted with are the canine and the primate. So when we talk about Adam, and you hear about God creating Adam out of dust and the dirt, you go to Genesis 13:11. You go to Genesis 13:11, which will back up. That's going to back up the John and the Genesis, because they like to bounce you around for their purposes, not so you can see this beast for what it really is. So in Beast 13:11, then I saw another beast coming out of the earth. He had two horns like a lamb, but he spoke like a dragon. So now you have Satan, the only being that ever came from heaven to this realm, and now they're saying the Son of Man is the only being that can get into heaven. So man is the son of Satan. He's the son of my enemy. So I'm not going to be reading too much double talk into that. I want this to come out as best as we could get it. So when we go back to Genesis 1:29.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Goddess. I apologize.
Somebody in the chat says that that statement is misleading, and I thought, yes,
pay free Papa no attention.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? You can ignore him. You know, he been around the community, and he chooses to believe it's real, and we're trying to debunk it. So
right.
So y'all don't have to time him out. I normally do, but
okay,
don't pay no his attention. He you see, he don't have no wrench next to him. He's not. It's not even worth
right.
to
Thanks for the
getting
warning.
into. But continue on, please.
Okay.
Gratitude.
Go ahead, Salima.
Okay, so yes,
I did want you later on sometime to go deeper into how the Adam and Eve story, where everybody super believes that story, but the only way it can be true is, like you said, is that they were a different type of species, and they actually made woman out of the rib of Adam. That part, yeah, I guess you can go there if you wanted to, but you're still saying that's the grafted human, and it's not us. It's not us.
Right, that's the practice of humans. Humans bring forth their kind through operations.
Mm-hmm.
They're grafted. That's why the women have to have in vitro fertilization, fertility pills, CRISPR, because they're not real women. They're Adam with an alluring look. That's what Sarai was. Sarah, Abraham's wife. And that's how the kings of the land kept getting in trouble, because they were curious about Sarah because she was androgynous. Abraham was telling people that's his wife, and they looking at her like, that's not a woman. And man want to be sure you saying that's a woman. What he gonna do? He want to test it. But every time they slept with that thing, something horrible befell them because they were not sleeping with a lawful woman.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference between them and us. We are lawful women. We are natural law women. They are not. They are the creation. So the Bible that, has a problem, I'm all right with that, because it's right there in their book that she is created from another species. But in Genesis 1, we were both created. We were birthed. Our parents put this into play for us. So in Genesis 1:29, there was no restriction of the realm until Genesis 2. In Genesis 1:29, then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food, and to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground. Everything that has a breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food, and it was so. So this is what I'm saying about the human food. In Genesis 1, the food was for everybody. The great mother and father just said it. Everything that's outside that we have presented to you is for you, and not just you, everybody. So there was no talk, and that's how I know we are infinity, we are immortal. But there was no talk of death until you get to Genesis 2. Now they're going to try to make it seem like they're talking to Adam and Eve in Genesis 2:16. And the Lord commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you are not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat of it, you will surely die. Now that's our parents talking to us, because now their seed has been introduced into our realm. Because they can eat our food and their food. They don't die if they eat our food. But they need their food because they're chimeras, and that's what their food is. It's like dog food. It's purposely made for a specific species. But theirs is planted and created, whereas ours comes up naturally. So they are talking to us because now the corrupt Eve seed, the food of these humans, has been introduced into the realm. And you would have to go back and watch our PowerPoint on Yahsinni in the House, organ versus organic, and how I talk about how destructive their human food seeds are, and the organic, their organic farming practices, which destroy the soil, which is creating all this global warming. So when you get a chance, people, go back to Yahsinni in the House to check out organ versus organic. This is just a basic overview because I really want to go deeper into the difference between organ people and organic people.
And so, do you have anything else on this, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, because I want to go into Revelations 12:13 one more time, because our people need to understand that we are pursued so that this being can survive whatever she is originally. So when the dragon was hurled from heaven, he pursued the woman. Who was the woman? I would assume it's the Great Mother. Okay? For the simple fact, like I said, whatever this being is, it came here hungry, and it needed a guide on how to survive on the realm. And of course, who's the best guide on how to use a realm? The Great Mother. She knows where to find food. She knows where to hunt. She knows where to cook. She knows what valleys the children are going to be safe in. She knows the weather seasons. So he's going to come after her because she created this realm. So when we're dealing with this beast, you have to realize that the first thing he did was come and pursue the great goddess. Why? Because he needed a Eve. He needed to create Eve. Because, like I said, when they came to this realm, they saw our hookup. Wow, they making babies. They food just pop up. And they tried to mimic it to the best of their ability, but you see, it all falls apart eventually. It all, in the end, is destructive. So in Revelation 12:13, the pursuit is pursuing the matriarch. Why? Because he didn't want to create Eve the way she ended up being created. So goddess, if we could go to slide 27. I don't know if you got that, goddess. I apologize. So I'm gonna just keep going. In this article I have, it is from physics.org. And in this article, it says humans have lost half of their primate ancestors' gut bacteria, finds a new study. So here you have humans admitting that they have primate gut bacteria. We don't have primate gut bacteria. We don't mix with primates. Primates don't have Homo sapiens, and Homo sapiens do not have primates. Okay. So when we go to another slide that I have here, which is from the Mayo Clinic.
Okay, I got the other slide up now.
Oh, okay.
Which one are you on? That was just 27, right?
Right.
So you want to stay on that or the next one? Or
okay. Well, I'm gonna read the definition for primate before I go to the Mayo Clinic one. A primate, zoology, a mammal of an order that includes the lemurs, bush babies, tarsiers, marmosets, monkeys, apes, and humans. They are distinguished by having hands, feet that are similar to hands, and forward-facing eyes, and with the exception of humans, are typically agile dwellers. So humans are primate. They're openly admitting that that's what they are. So when we go to, I have an article here from the Mayo Clinic about a genetic disease that affects canines and humans. So how osteosarcoma affects dogs. What pet parents need to know. Medical oncologists and researchers Jonelle Finger, DVM, shares how this debilitating disease affects our canine friends and what new treatments are on the horizon. Osteosarcoma, also called osteogenic sarcoma, a type of bone cancer that begins in the cells that form bones. Osteosarcoma most often occurs in the long bones that make up the arms and legs. Though it can occur in any bone, it tends to occur in children and young adults. Very rare, fewer than 20,000 US cases per year, treatable by a medical professional, requires a medical diagnosis. Lab tests or imaging always required. So humans share a genetic bone disorder called osteosarcomas with canines. Now, either they have the same genetic makeup or they're eating the same food. Now, I believe food can change you genetically. We've just proven that by the previous slides. I'm more inclined to believe that they share the same genetic code, and that's why they share the same food also. So when we're dealing with these human beings, you have to realize you're dealing with a chimera. That's what the Baphomet is. It's a chimera. It's a Frankenstein. It's put together of many species, of many different codes. So their food is poison and they are poison. So when we're dealing with these chimeras that are called humans, you have to understand where this aggression comes from. If you think canines are aggressive, well, you're dealing with a being who shares canine genetic makeup. If you think apes are aggressive, you're dealing with a human being that deals primate genetic makeup. Now they aren't as strong or as powerful or as these creatures are that they have been genetically modified with, but they are just as dangerous, and that's the point. So we have to be aware when we're dealing with humans on these realms within our realm that you're dealing with a Frankenstein, and that's why we get these results from these beings. There is no empathy with them. We're talking about robots having no empathy. How can a being that what this thing is have empathy with you? You know, I got into it with one of my girlfriends. We don't even speak no more because one day she said to me, well, can't we just wait until they love us? And I'm like, girl, do you know what are you talking about? Do you know what this entity is? You're asking an entity without a soul to have a soulful reaction. It's freaking kind of impossible. So, Goddess, if you want to chime in on anything that I've said, I know I just went in on a whole lot. Okay, so Goddess, are you with me? Can we go to the next slide?
Yeah, I was just commenting on the chat again. And it's not really bothering me, but it's like really a few simple-minded people in there. Look like they're Christian-minded also. And that's one thing I don't ever want to do is just get into a debate with a Christian or Christian-minded people. So as you was giving your script about the whole thing, I'm monitoring or watching the comments in the chat. I think everything you said is true. People don't understand how when we're talking or giving presentations, sometimes we have to stay on that level. So even though we don't believe in Satan itself, the devil itself, we're dealing with mythologies and literature. So what we do when you break down the Bible is you break it down literature. No, we don't think the devil is like walking around on the earth. We think the description of what he is definitely lives on this earth in human beings. So, you know, we're not gonna pussyfoot around or babysit your soft minds. Just open up your mind. Understand allegory for one. Understand fairy tales for another, and understand and putting concepts together for greater perspectives. Okay, and you know who you are in the comments. I wouldn't dare call you out again, but you know who I'm talking to. So let me move on to where we were at on my part of things.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought you broke that down beautifully, Salima.
Gratitude, Goddess.
Okay.
So I just want to go into the fact that yes, I know that a lot of people feel that it's just mythology being pushed into the present, but no, it's not. It is fact. They're printing out their fact. They're telling you in their own in the book that they stole from us to try to circumvent the true people, that their own goddess was grafted from her man, from whatever that thing was. So I don't have a problem with people with cognitive dissonance. Let them keep pushing it on. Because then I'm going to break down to why monotheism is dangerous. because y'all believe in this fairy tale instead of exactly what they say it is. That you walking around on a plane with freaking aliens with chimeras. They telling you the food. If you don't farm, you won't know what I'm talking about. If you're not a herbalist, you won't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. And so I chose to jump down to slide number 17 because this is sort of one of my babies.
Okay.
So a while back, I discovered the Libyan desert glass. And the way it was approached to me back then was that there's the shitload of glass in the desert in Libya. And it's so much glass that nobody's been able to tell where it comes from, but it's pure glass, silicone. So what the explanation back then when I had first discovered this Libyan desert glass was that, and this is before the flat Earth community came about too, is that the piece of the firmament fell. I know it was funny then. It's funny now. Piece of the firmament fell down in Libya, and now even to this day, there's this Libyan desert glass every fucking where, and a lot of it. So that's something for y'all to go and research for yourselves, like where this glass came from. Try doing the research to find out where the glass came from. Even is a task. I don't know where the glass came from. I know that there's glass, pure glass, on the ground in Libya in the desert. So let me move on to this part. Now, when we're talking about organs, we're talking about living, breathing entities. And while she told you who the mother was and what the earth is, and those are organs, she came up with two more interesting things to me. She came up with rain. She explained rain as being an organ. And now soil is a living archive of the earth system. So, Selena, I don't know how tired you're gonna get of talking, and I don't know how long we've been on, but we can do a few more slides and then let him open up the panel for a little bit. But okay, so this soil is a living archive of the earth system. Soil records information about past environmental and ecological conditions, yet little is known about mechanisms of memory, transmission of information across space and time, and potential consequences for ecosystem functioning. So more systematic inclusion of soil memory in Earth system models can account for complex land surface responses to disturbances and changing climate. So we know the climate is changing. Of course, it's changing. Everything's going to change eventually. And I like to think the more things change, the more they stay the same. But we are cycling through, and so things are going to repeat itself. Things are going to change to this, and they're going to change to that, because we have the tit for tat, or I'm thinking the what you call it, the same the mirrored image reversed. But anyway,
Right.
I would like to know. I mean, it makes sense that the soil, of course, the soil, just like the water, just like the stars, just like the earth itself, and just like fire, are living, breathing entities. But Salima, can you explain more about the soil being a living system of the earth?
Yes.
And by living, do we mean like intelligent as an organ?
Yes. The intelligent as the organ. That's where all of our nutrients come from. For everything that we do, that's where all of our nutrients come from. So they work together, and it has has to be alive enough to do what it do to produce the phenomenal nutrients that it produces for us. Because like I said in the previous slide, when we originally started organ versus organic, that we often have to take vitamins and supplements. Why? Because the organic food doesn't have what we need in it, whereas the organ food has everything we need in it. It often, if you go through your herbal books, if you're a herbalist, it lists every mineral, every vital element that we need within that herb or food that the organic food does not have and is often missing, which is why they created a whole nother market of consumerism for supplements and vitamins. So our soil is definitely alive. You got to be alive to do what you do. As a matter of fact, if our people knew how to properly use the realm, when they call themselves what's called passing or death, they would never put themselves in another coffin box, because they would understand if you just go in the realm because you're exhausted, you're not dead, you have exhausted yourself, that you can reanimate that exhausted body. But because we've been given this 3D literacy of this realm, and what's proper, what's their etiquette, and how to do this and how to do that, we're suffering. So the soil is alive, but we can't hear it. Because if I had been listening, I'm 50 years old, but it took me till almost 40 to understand what I was seeing on the realm, and that the Bible was actually telling me exactly what I've been teaching tonight, that, hey, I'm alive and I feed you without man's aid, and you don't have to pay for it, and you'll be healthier. So the soil is alive. We just haven't been able to, through three-dimensional education, to reconnect with that, to hear it, to listen, and get this vital information that she's passing on to us. It's there. I'm not special because I know this. Everybody's supposed to know this. I'm just the one that was paying attention. That's it. We're all supposed to be on this frequency. I was just the one paying attention because I took up farming, because I took up herbalism. That's all. That's the only reason why I was able to come into that knowledge in that space. Okay. So I'm not the one. No. This is all of our information. We all need this. This is information that leads us out of the beast. Because now, once we begin to harvest our seeds of the natural realm, we do better. Because that's why they created seed vaults, to start taking the natural seed of the realm, the natural law seed, and then redistribute their chimera, Frankenstein seed to us. So yeah, the soil is alive, just as alive as the water, and they have a way to communicate in a phenomenal way, even more than we do. We can step out on the soil and it can heal us in such a way that we didn't even know. Like, how often have you felt so weak, and if you just laid down in the grass for a little while, you felt better? That's alive.
True.
That's alive.
Yep. That's what we get from grounding.
Yes.
When we're walking barefoot in the dirt.
That's right.
Yes, actually supplying the ground, or the negative portion of what we need.
Yep. You ever been outside with people that feel weak and exhausted, and all of a sudden they feel faint, but they in grass, and they be like, "Ooh, if you just let me sit in the grass, just let me lay here." And usually after 20 minutes, a half an hour, they feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
You see, because now they don't have no choice but to make that connection, because your body is like, I don't know what you're getting off these shelves, I don't know what you're eating, but that grass right now sure look good to me, baby. And that's literally how your body be feeling. So I guess we could stop now. If Big Dog want to open up the panel, if you ready, guys.
Let me look at these last few slides down there first.
No problem.
So I see we definitely wanted to recommend that, but you got a slide down here from that lists some of the herbs right here. Yeah, if we can just do this little list of organ nutrients that grows naturally, correct?
That's right. You don't have to plant it. You do not have to plant anything that's on that list. It comes up, you look out, it's either in the field or it's in your yard.
Yep. So this would be called organ nutrients.
You have burdock. Go ahead, Goddess. I'm sorry.
Okay, why can we just quickly summarize what burdock does or what it is or what kind of herb? Just something, anything about the burdock.
The burdock is the kid bush. You run through it in the field, got the cockabugs on it, right?
Oh,
that's the burdock, and the leaves look big like greens. Okay, but when you get the root, that root helps detoxify you. It helps boost your immune system.
Wow.
It's just a good flusher. It flushes. It's good for you.
Okay.
You got your grapes.
Yep, we know about the grapes and how powerful it is that they don't want to sell no grapes with seeds now. I can't
That's
find
right.
any there.
Right.
So.
You got your mulberries, your Queen Anne's lace. You got your plantain, and I'm not talking about those big bananas. I'm talking about the green leafy plant that grows in your yard, the broadleaf plantain with the psyllium that grows out the middle of it. You got your red and white clover, dandelion, sorrel, horsetail, and I love horsetail because horsetail has no flavor or anything. You can literally just pick it and eat it. You got your hawthorn berries, and you got your black walnut trees. And black walnut is good for making astringent. You can make that, and it helps keep your gut bacteria clear. It's good for killing off the the parasites. So black walnut is that deal for sure.
Yep. And so we came to inspire you to learn more things while you're here in the age of Aquarius, because there's information all over the place. How can you trust it? Do your own research. You ain't got to believe everything that somebody presents to you. It's your job and your due diligence to go and make sure what you're putting in your head and in your mind, and that's changing your perception and perspective, is something that you know that you need. Okay? Not everything is for everybody. Not all information is for everybody, but there is some information that everybody should know. And that's how to start taking care of yourself, start healing yourself, because, you know, all along we've been looking for them to take care of us. When we get sick, we run to the emergency room instead of, call somebody who's a healer or herbalist, or can do it without you taking any medication that's bad for you, really. So that's all we came here to do, is to put some things on your mind, to put some things in your head. And if nothing comes up, then nothing came up. But for those of you who got your eureka moments or glad to know the difference between organ and organic, then that's what we do. That's what we do on Yahsinni in the House all the time, is just give you some information that you might want to use, you might want to research, you might want to keep. And the rest, it's like, throw away the bones, get the meat off of it, throw away the bones, and deal with it like that. You know what? We can't make you do anything. We're just here for everybody in the same manner. Take this information, do what you will with it. Hopefully you study it. If you debunk it, and then come back and tell us that too. Shit. It's just the way it is. We don't think like we're super smart or anything. We do know how many hours we spent total doing research though. And that you can't take away. So I know I got my hours in, and I'm studying all the goddamn time. I know for a fact what Salima is doing all the damn time. And this is what we're doing it right now. We're just presenting shit, sharing shit. And it's not going to always be like that, but we're always going to be learning. Share something with us. Okay. Big Dog Philly OG, you the man. You are the man. Appreciate you having us on the show. And I'm here, so go ahead and present the rest of your show or whatever you like to do. I'll be here.
We can keep going if that's the case. If he ain't gonna pipe in.
If you want it, hey, I left this whole evening open for this. But I would like to correspond with the chat. They've got lots of things to say. In fact,
I don't think
Hawkeye don't think we're in the age of Aquarius. People been saying that since the late 60s. Well, we don't know how long it takes for age to come in all the way. We can definitely see a change. I don't think there's nobody alive who don't see these major things happening in our life, and not just regular change, but we see a different sun. We definitely see a different sun. The moon is gonna have some fresh new ions to rain down. We see a change, and not because it's the end of the world. We see a change because there's going to be a change, and we've got those changes measured in ages or epochs. Okay. So somebody named it Aquarius. So what? What we're saying is a new age is in. It's an information age, and we're exploding with information. You got to be able to see that. Although I know that some people don't. They say the same. Those are your Christians. They can't move past their one little book.
I would like to speak on that too, that this is exploding. This age is exploding with knowledge right now.
Indeed.
I mean, exploding. So it concerns me as students when we hear the same circular talk that there's nothing that moves the people forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like political talk, the black and white talk. Like at some point, that stuff has got to come to an end so we can start moving forward and creating our own age. I'm not interested in any more ages that the humans create because their ages are disturbing. And I think we pretty much as a people had enough of that.
Mm-hmm. And damn, this fucking this word escapes me. It's like it's yin and yang. That's what twice it escaped me. Okay, the yin and the yang,
Yeah,
the good and the bad, the dark and the light, all of that kind of stuff. We have to believe that since the world has been so bad for so long, and the new age is here, and with part of that new age being about information or light or truth or facts, then we know the table's gonna turn. And so that's what we can all focus on. We can focus on change. And the people that's been running this world, they can't be here in a good world. They're not good people. So we got to know the pendulum is swinging. The pendulum is swinging the other way now. And so there's a new sheriff in town. There's new thoughts in our mind. As soon as we get done eating and drinking poison, once we take ourselves off all the poison that we're putting in our bodies, and our true abilities come back, then there's going to be some major changes. So everybody's left to their own belief system. Try using more of a knowledge system, even if it is your truth, is yours and not handed down from some system or from the dark ages. We should not still be living in the dark ages, which we are. If we're looking at Christianity and counting on that and just living this life, waiting for our sky daddy to come on down, you're living in some other fucking age. Pisces, maybe older than that, you know. You got a mind for a reason. Start using it. Start using it or you lose it. Use it or lose it. We're here to help you use it. That's it. I promise you, we love doing what we do.
Well, for our people, I think I know coming out of Pisces is coming out of the dark age.
Yeah, it is.
For us, that was the age of misinformation, disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we're coming into our proper state of mind and actually learning how to do the work for ourselves, learning how to study for ourselves and create the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're creating the curriculum that's needed so that we can keep it moving as a people. Because there are a lot of good homeschoolers and teachers out here that have great curriculum. And that's one of the reasons why I like to put together the slides, because now instead of creating just textbooks, we have the ability to create moving, talking, working educational guides for the people. So not only do they have to read, they have to watch, they have to listen. So now there's this whole new innovative way of learning knowledge. Now the only problem is what knowledge is being presented to you.
Mm-hmm.
What knowledge are you going to learn? What's going to benefit you the most?
Right. And the blue pill people, they don't need to change anything. Just take the blue pill, wake up, everything's hunky dory, rose-colored glasses, and you're not affected by any of the stuff that we're talking about. And so that's fine.
Right. They get to stay within the realm of comfort, luxury, and convenience.
Yeah. So
that's their realm.
Why would those people be watching Big Dog Philly OG?
Right. Yeah.
And why would they be watching this episode? Because you can turn somewhere else, right? Not that I'm telling you to, but I'm just saying you chose to watch this because you're getting something out of it. And if not, then that's on you. If you like watching shit that you don't like. I don't watch nothing that I don't like. I'll turn in a minute if I'm thrown off. But some people just like being in an environment where they don't agree with anything.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, YouTube got like 100 gazillion different audiences or platforms rather. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to watch a show unless you're expecting some certain outcome. Well, watch a show for 2 hours or more and you don't like anything that's going on so far. Everything is aggravating to you and antagonizing you, and you're still here. That's what we're trying to get out. Stop thinking like that. Stop being like that. Go to the things that assimilates with you and your mind. What I look like sitting in church for 2 hours, cussing to myself and talking about the preacher the whole time. No, I'll just not go to church. Get it? Exactly. Yeah, like reading a book you don't like. So you can close that book now, free papa forever.
Well, we offering a different type of church. We're going to offer we are offering answers that have never been previously presented to our people. Yes. Because the book was presented to us that way so that it would not benefit us. It was only presented to us that way so that it would benefit the humans. Mm-hmm. So now as matriarchs, we have the opportunity to do what has not previously been done, which is to separate the truth from the lies and show that the book does have relevance within this realm, that it is factual. That Genesis 1 and 2, that's not make-believe. That's not myth. That's right here. There is food that grows without you planting it. That's Oregon. That's Genesis 1:11. Then you have humans who came here with their food seed that is destroying our realm. And if you go back to me and the guys' PowerPoint, Oregon versus nutrition on Yahsinni in the house, we gave the whole layout of how not only are they destroying their realm, but the way they have to eat destroys our realm. So that book is based in reality and factuality. The point is that before us, no one has put the science together with what we thought was mythology. Because these beings are real. They're walking around. They don't draw your blood to look out for you, to help you. They draw that blood for Eve, for Adam and Eve, to keep them functioning. Because they're the children of the Erebos. They're breaking down literally. You seeing it on TV. You seeing it in the lives. You seeing it wherever they go. You see the system is breaking down. I don't know no deeper way to tell you. All I could say is that Bible, the way I break it down, ain't got nothing to do with religion. It's our self-defense mechanism against these beings. But the way they taught it to us is to read themselves into it. That for some reason they came here, they chosen. Yeah, you are chosen medical experiment. Go away. So this is the purpose of me breaking down the Bible the way that I do. So that people can understand that the monotheism and the religious part of the Bible was only introduced to us to control the Homo sapien. Because at some point we were going to be aware that they're using our realm as a science lab on humans. And we don't want that here anymore. You got to go with that. Because we're getting caught up in that. And whatever this being is, look, all contracts is closed. I'm not interested in your science experiments. I don't want your Frankenstein food no more. And I'm definitely not interested in your education.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so I know that my truth is my truth. And not everybody's going to agree with me on all the things that I find to be true. And so, the same for you. Make up your own perceptions and get your own thing going. You ain't got to believe everything you hear or read. So do yourself. You do you, I'll do me. So you do like the Bible. Yeah, not as a religious text, because then that makes it all corrupt. What I like to do is look for gems in everything. And while that Bible is taught in a corrupt way, once you figure out what's going on for real on certain verses and certain shit that they let out, I mean, in plain sight, right in front of you. Once we find those things out, then we can use it a lot better. That Bible can do a lot better, I should say. While it's here, it's on this universe. Ain't no avoiding it. So we might as well dig in. Everybody can dig in and get their own shit. I'm not gonna sit and have somebody give me their interpretation of a book if I can go get the book myself and read it. So who gives a fuck whether I decipher it well or not? I'm doing what I want, just like you are doing what you want right here, right now. That's all it is. I was raised under the book, and now this is my chance to debunk it, and that's what you see here on my part. Debunking a lot of this shit.
I know that's right, because I ain't got nothing better to do. And everybody entitled to their own viewpoints and let them rock with it the way they do. I'm all right with that. I gotta be.
Yeah.
I gotta be.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Young
Renee. So since Big Dog hasn't kicked in yet, let's get to that point I wanted to make about the Almaleks. When I was on the live the other night with DeCalico, even though he was acting a fool, I thought he came up with a very good question, because I kept saying that the man had been defeated. Remember? And he had a problem with me saying that. So, and I thought he meant it really earnestly. So, in our live for Drunk with Blood that we did, the Amalek, it specifically talks about how the God of those people are going to have to war with us generation for generation to generation. So when we talk about wars, we often think of this one big battle and it's over, or these little bitty battles until the big war is won. We as a people still haven't understood that we are still in war from generation to generation. So when DeCalico said that, even though we had been arguing most of the time, I really felt that was an earnest question, because he was like, you're saying the black man has been defeated, but y'all are women. Y'all got to be defeated too. But no, that's what that Bible verse means, that their God could never defeat us, because we have the ability to rejuvenate generation from generation. So because of monotheism, our men who have been fighting the beast for so long, they've become exhausted at this point, because the spotlight has been on the man during this fight. Malcolm, Huey, Martin, pick somebody, anybody from the African diaspora to over here. Somebody has been fighting these beings, and it's usually the men. So when I say you're defeated, I don't mean that you've lost the war. I mean that you're exhausted. And at this point, it's time for you to sit down, as DeCalico told me. It's time for the male to sit down and take a breath. You are not defeated, but you are exhausted. And I can tell from the example that I have of the realm when I look around me, the state of being that the woman is in, the state of being that our children are in. So no, you haven't been completely defeated, but you are exhausted. And if you keep keeping the matriarch out of the arena to fight for our people, to save our people, to save ourselves, you are going to be beyond exhaustion. Then what are you going to do besides have slick sayings and name calling for me? Because right now, you're just exhausted, because the spotlight has been on for you for the last couple of centuries of fighting this beast. What do you have to lose by letting your complement join you in the arena of saving our people? So, as to the other night, what Salima has something to say about it, I just wanted to address DeCalico's question respectfully, without inciting any more, hopefully fighting, because that was not my intent. And that answer I just gave, I hope does not incite, but if it does, it does. That is my perception on it. The indigenous man has been in battle with the beast for centuries, and the spotlight has been on him. You have a complement here waiting who you need her help, and not just raising kids and not just cooking meals. You need our help in the arena to save our people. We were brought into fruition together. We got to get out of this shit together too. So that was just in response to DeCalico's, what I felt was the honest, like, damn, you keep saying the male is defeated. What about the woman? Well, I'm not. Y'all ain't even let us in the arena. So we got gusto. We ready to go. So yeah, that was all I had to say about that right there.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I pretty much said all I had to say. about this, but I took it as good information. I had all kinds of eureka moments when Salima presented this PowerPoint. It was so hard for me to tell where she was going to go with this. But when she was done with her presentation, I was able to see some things that had been blocked. Okay. And so I feel like, more people might want to see this. And that's why we decided to go back over this again, because Big Dog's got a fairly nice size audience or platform. And said, so maybe there's some people out there like me who's never, ever looked at anything like this. But now that I see it, I consider it a great piece to the puzzle of life, my puzzle. Okay. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm picking out gems anywhere I can get them. And I'll know they're gems because I'll resonate with it, because the truth is a resonant frequency. And if you didn't get it, then maybe this truth aren't for you. Go and find your own truths. Okay? That's what you got to do. Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody, and we're unique individuals. We should have different minds because we have different experiences. We're in different environments. And, each thing that we do every day is unique to us. So there's going to be a lot of uniqueness, and especially when it comes to who you listen to or who you believe or what you resonate with. We're not responsible for you resonating with what we think. Okay? That's all I got to say about it. And Salima and I are going to keep doing what we do. We have our own subscribers who like what we talk and like what we do. And we share. And I'm a subscriber to the Big Dog Philly OG because I like what he do. And those are the kind of subscribers I would want. Those who resonate with me, not the ones who's just there to talk shit in the chat. Okay. And with that being said, I really am gonna go do what y'all be doing. Watch some shit on YouTube, watch some shit on Cody, or go somewhere where I can get my food for thought. Because that's what I rely on. That's what I gotta have. I gotta have it. I gotta be learning more. I get high off of eureka moments. Those are my high. That's my drug. Truth is my drug. My truth is my drug. And I gotta have it every day, all day.
What you say, God, is all day, every day.
I'm gonna be smoking some truth. Okay? Shit. There is a balance, and believe you me, I have my share of the balance. That's why I try to stay focused on knowledge. And all knowledge ain't good knowledge. And some truth hurt. It does. I was hurt when I found out that Jesus Christ didn't exist. I'm a recovering Christian. I was hurt as hell. What? They made up Jesus. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about in the Council of Nicaea. I'm talking about period. That's my truth. I deserve to know what I know. You don't have to know what I know. Okay? So there is a balance in the universe, and I'm balancing, because when I'm not balancing, I know that I'm not balancing because I don't feel good. I don't feel right or nothing. When I'm feeling good, it's my job to keep feeling that way and to notice when the change comes. Like usually it's an energy vampire, how to stay away from negative energy. That's all of that is imbalancing. Okay. Jesus didn't exist when Serapis Christ was here. That's when he didn't exist. Okay, Serapis got busted. Serapis got busted, and all of these little colonial powers that be in, colonizers and shit, they scrambled to make up these councils and try to fix that shit because Serapis was Jesus before they made up Jesus. If you don't know that, then go do some research.
Fact.
Don't just call everything a lie. All of this shit, all this documentation that's been here before we could write. We're writing it on the walls. The story has already been told. You can't take it. You can't take it away just because you got cognitive dissonance.
Well, that's the cognitive dissonance, is that they've been taught that way for so long. Yeah. Introduction to the of that Genesis or the Revelations in any other fashion, though it may be factual and true, is going to meet cognitive dissonance because their pastor, who got rich off of them and helped pull, as the brother Sanchez and the Baba Big Dog Philly OG said, 420 billion siphoned out of Black communities across the United States, where churches are present in open air penal colonies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna have some cognitive dissonance, especially after you've been robbed. Robbed enough to put every Black child through college, and you can't do it now because the church got your money. But that's okay. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Right.
Right. Whatever floats your boat, baby.
And when you're doing your research, Free Popper Forever, start paying attention to the history that you see that's got painted pictures and the history that you see that have actual cameras, because cameras have been here probably longer than you think that they have. And so, and the reason why they was able to give us so much false history is the reason why they're able to do it now, because they've been had programs like they've been had the computer a lot longer than us, and they've been producing shit in studio basements and shit like the moonwalk. And they've been just faking us out with pictures and productions that they've been doing, that we're not even knowing nothing about the computer, about Photoshop or none of that shit. But they're well trained. All their scientists, they know how to put a production together, and they're all actors anyway too. All they do is make up shit. So we have to learn how to read between the lines so we can get the real picture. That's right.
I've been saying that for the longest, that our people do not read with understanding. We've been reading with novelty because we have the ability to read. And then we read from the literacy that's been given to us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't read with a dictionary, any of these documents, any of these things that's been presented to you, if you don't read with a science dictionary, if you don't read with a law dictionary, how would you even know if what I'm saying is fact or not, truth? You just know you've read the same thing I've read, but have you read it with a dictionary? Have you read it with a law dictionary? Have you read it with a science dictionary? Because when I started reading the Bible like that, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Some people just do some research on deities. Deities. You know, all your sacred people. He asked the question, well, something about Mary in the 10th century and how could she have, listen, if Jesus didn't exist, how the hell fuck he have a mother? Don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta get your head right. A lot of shit that's logic and common sense should be kicking in a lot. Okay.
No, because they've been right.
They've been indoctrinated.
Right. And that's that 3D literacy. So that it's not going to kick in. And like I was telling people, like, I didn't get this way until I nearly died. and I wanted another way. Like I was living all comfortably in the 3D realm until I became in distress. Distress is how I saw beyond the veil. You cannot see. For a lot of Homo sapiens, there will no be beyond the veil sight for them unless they go into distress on the 3D realm. And that means some kind of emotional, physical, or soulful distress. One of those three in which the contract could be broken. And in such a distress that you could lose your life at times. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we don't get into this cognitive until you have become distressed and push past those limits. Mm-hmm. Because we've got people that are sticking to the narrative of what they grew up with. And I tried to stick to that narrative. But the Eve seed colony did not work for me. There was something wrong with the narrative. The Adam seed colony narrative is no longer working on the black man. He's breaking down from it. He's showing you he don't like that. No more. See, and he can't help defining me no more than the beast defined him and said that this is the man, this is what he does, this is what he does. But he's showing us by evidence that that's not who he is. That's not what he does. So our men who are really knights, K-N-I-G-H-T-S, knights. They are the only male beings from before antiquity. They are the only male beings from before history. So our men aren't even like the man. That's why I say humans aren't us. That's why man and woman, that's really them. Our men are knights. They are men. They are beings of antiquity. So, you know, they make these movies where you see these people dressed up in all this armor and stuff like that. But what they were really mimicking was the natural man, the indigenous man of the realm. And he is what is called a knight. He is a being of antiquity. Go to your Webster's dictionary and look up the word knight. And you will see he is there before his story. That is the original black man. So if he has been fighting before his story has even begun, that means at some point he's going to become exhausted. Yep. So I've been studying. This is not me just spouting this off the top of my head. And you hear them babies in the background? That's why I study, because I don't want them giving that false 3D matrix crap. The man has to, from this point, decide to define himself, and he has not done that yet. He's still running on monotheism definition of what Adam is. But at some point, the knight is going to have to get off the arena with the human and decide who he is and how he wants to function within this realm. Boy, you just can't help the louder, grandma. You get the look. Okay.
Yeah, he's feeling that truth frequency. Make him want to shout out loud. Shit, don't stop him. Yeah, but this is a very interesting chat though. I have to give you that. And we're in our 2 hours, huh? We probably banged Big Dog Philly's head so hard he might be asleep. I'm just kidding. But
well, I said if he's not going to open up the panel, I'm gonna go on and see to these grandbabies. To the chat and to everybody, I really appreciate you coming in tonight. I really hope you got some profound information. Please, as usual, do your own research. And there are so many people out here just teaching truth and facts right now for our people. And if you just come to Big Dog Philly OG, he hosted half of them. All you got to do is just show up.
Yeah.
So gratitude, goddess. Thank you for coming through with me.
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here until I hear a shout out from a guy.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go on and mute up and do my thing and get to these grandbabies real quick.
All right, peace and love, goddess.
Peace and love.
Okay. So yeah, we were invited on here, and I've been here before, maybe 2 or 3 times before, and I always like coming on the show. I usually bring a PowerPoint presentation with me, but not always. But I do have plenty more that I made that I'll be presenting on the show at some point in time. I really did enjoy it, but I am trying to, let me see what's going on in the private chat right quick. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know where the big dog is. And big dog, if you can hear us, maybe your mic is muted. Unmute. Let's talk about it. If somebody in the comments yeah, I don't know what to do, but I don't want to just leave without speaking to the man. So I can give you a little bit of background about myself. For one, I grew up with both parents being in Pentecostal religion. My dad is 93 years old, is still a preacher to this day. My mother, who passed at when I was 10 years old, was the head minister of a fairly nice-sized church out of Chicago, Illinois. And while she passed, while taking over, well, actually, we're moving to Michigan on 100 acres of land that the church had put their money together to buy to get us up out of sin or Chicago or around all its crime and incentive, really. And so we saved up and we developed that property and we put the apartment builders on there. We hadn't built a church yet, but we did build like what was called the big house, which is where my mother and our family was to stay. On the trip to Michigan, there was a car accident that wiped out the entire board of the church. They wiped out the entire board, including my mother, including the president, the vice president, the treasurer, the secretary, and everybody got wiped out. For the people who didn't die in the accident, their family, and the people that did, their families ended up suing the church. And
Yeah, my bad, sisters. I walked away and I was on my brother Greedy Vegan panel. Shout out to everybody. Much love and respect to everybody.
Okay, that's perfect.
Sorry about that. I've been away for about 10 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. Salima
I'm
got
back. Sorry about
kids,
that.
and she had to go. We wanted to see if you was gonna open the panel, and
It's up to y'all. Whatever y'all decide. Y'all the host. Y'all would like to drop it, I drop it. If not,
Salima, are you still here? Actually, she sent you some private chats and said she was gonna
he could drop it. I'm down.
Oh, okay. There you go. We're ready for you. Back just in time.
It's
I was
done.
trying
I'm
to
dropping the link for anybody that like to join, man.
All right.
Yeah. Make sure y'all throw y'all channel links down, both of y'all sisters. You know, shout out to everybody in the house. Shout out Grateful. I ain't seen the chat in a minute. Shout out everybody. Much love and respect to everybody.
Absolutely.
I'm going to pin the link also. So much respect to everybody. The link in the chat. I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought I had to give them some. I was trying to keep the show alive till you came back. So, but now that you're back, yeah, we can go to the panel.
So yeah, goddess. That's all I was talking about the patriarch. It's time for them to it's time for them to find a new route. Find a new way to fight the beast. They've exhausted all the previous tools that have been given to them. Now they have to create their own tools to fight the beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm between Gritty Vegan Panel. I'm listening to my brother Sanchez. I'm all over. Sorry about that, ladies. You already.
No
I just
problem,
tried to
guys.
give y'all the platform and let y'all do y'all thing.
Actually, I think I am gonna jet out. Just had company coming to the house, and it's about to get loud in here. Dominoes,
right,
party type environment. So I am gonna have to. We'll always show up on your show again, Big Dog.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Let me know if
appreciate
y'all
you.
ever want to do it again. Just email me and we'll set it up.
Absolutely, of course, we're gonna do it again.
Gratitude.
Probably sooner than you think too.
Okay.
And so your audience, your chat was the bomb.
Yes.
I really enjoyed myself. I felt free to express myself. And thanks again for inviting us on your show.
No problem.
All right.
Gratitude, Big Dog. Gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude. Make sure y'all throw y'all channel links out and everybody. We're gonna play this 9-man song real quick and do promo 2023. You know, it's a 9-man song. A lot of people in the community was on. It's called The Network. Shout out my nigga Dangerous Music. Hold on a second. And then if nobody don't come up, we're gonna close it up because I think the sister Grateful wanted to come up. But we'll see.
Okay.
Serious as it is. When it's fuck how you feel, better get it how you live. When killers retaliate every enemy possible, surviving lives on a hard pill to swallow. God bless the child that can hold his own. That means taking care of your family till your kids are grown. If loyalty is royalty, some of us broke as fuck. Blood thicker than water, but still, who can you trust? They say that you to blame, ran your name in the mud. You a soldier, you was trained, you was ready for war. The president smoking, fucking bitches in the White House, stumping in the Air Force Ones into the lights out. King of high yourself, say you dangerous and they know we greedy for these beats, so they say we creep slow.
Burton up, Beast up Burton, Yam Renee.
Whoa, it's the new sleep. Shallow is the new deep. Sheeps every news week. Silence is the new speech. Cool like a fan, but on the other hand, I'm a nympho. So I like to fuck what they saying. Fuck an ab and a pan. They both kicking the can. Two homeless motherfuckers that ain't took back they land. Ain't no need to take a seat, want you to overly stand. Listen up and pour a cup while I rock like a band. Fuck a chief in a tribe, I like feeling the vibe. Man, tucking all that pride and see it's just a divide. But you fuck with white girls and you push genocide. And Jennifer, the only one you call for a ride. I was fucking with that shit, but now my feelings have died. And all my women spoiled like my package expired. My discernment like a tooth with the feeling inside. Cause I'm here to tell the truth, fuck what you feeling inside.
The Great Awakening, Universal Symphony, The Wanda.
This that prolific, spiritual individual. Grab your bitches, they follow him everywhere he go. My oracle, the shit I'm kicking like Sub-Zero. Most niggas playing it simple, we keep shit popping like teenage pimples. Y'all niggas lack credentials, overlapping. Most you niggas with meditation, elevation, fundamentals is official. Like a ref with a whistle, I won't pick up my dribble. She look me in the eyes, open up the eyes and say, play monkey in the middle. The woman's my favorite riddle. High charisma in my temple, she get real experimental. With her mouth on my pickle, guess my lap is her pillow. She have fun giving me brain, that's real fundamentals. Give me some, get your one. I'm a chosen one to overcome any spiritual war. I know I already won, plus my high vibration surpassing all you bums, nigga.
Shout everybody out real quick. Appreciate everybody that tapped in, man.
Get it, Lyrical ecstasy, pull up smooth. How Alexis be? Reference me whenever you thinking of who the best would be, respectively. It's longevity. I'm from that pedigree of gifted ones with powers that's tapping into telepathy. The mind is everything. You're so lost, forever lost in this matrix. Starving to be a part of this great shit. Flow like the A6 when in traffic, wreaking havoc. Blue steel 44 bulldog. I let you have it. Do the mathematics. And while you at it, step your game up. It was real when I had shit, and when I came
came up was never on no half shit. I put the same up in people out here. Plastic, don't fuck the game up. It's strange, but we carry on. Gotta be very strong. In this life, this not promised go very long. I get my berry on, spit it from the depths of the deep. It's greedy. Who got next on this beat?
Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Taz Show, my brother. Much love.
Supreme dropper, the son of God, the dream stopper, the rude awakener, fumigating you fleas proper. Rejuvenation's illuminating through these choppers. Came back and immediately superseded you teeny boppers. Full of this positive energy, you can see the shocker. And you can tell I'm a soldier like P and Silk the Shocker. Invoke the fifth morning noodle, proceeded Jimmy Hoffa. Y'all get talking like bitches, I'm on a different notch. And I drink different vibes, I'm just a different monster. The first two fall off was in the temple in Sri Lanka. But fuck it, nigga, enough about me, let's switch the topic. You're always talking about killing the ops, kill the optics. Shit ain't respectable spectacles for whoever watching. One day your name bringing profit, the next is on the docket. You're flying high, my guy, and I ain't here to knock it. I'm just praying that you escape from that burning cockpit.
The key to life is not to compete with rivals. You live evil, so we divide you, then collide you. Bleed the strip like a menstrual cycle. Live for rifles, stop your vitals if you worship idols. And live for titles. What gotta give for you to see God live inside you? Dragon niggas through the heat until they breathing fire. I'm so cold I can freeze a fire. I been saw the earth was flat. I'm a frequent flyer, speaking silence. I'm a verbal tyrant. Words merge together to cast spells on people trying. I'm vibrant. Negative energy get met with violence. Yellow tape and sirens. The surveillance footage showed him getting killed, but it was nobody by him.
Yeah, straight cops. Yo, cause you know what I'm spitting is real. Like when a clucker hit the bass and he getting that feel. How he get on the mic and that shit just spill. I've been killing shit for a while. I got the light, you can't turn down my sundial. Living foul, die the same way. My people going nuts for a payday. Run up on you broad day, let the case spray. I'm eating beats like I'm at a buffet. I made it to the God's doorway and they let me in because I found what was built in. And they like what I do with the pen. I zeroed in, I mastered my zen. All you gotta do is say when. You up next, Dre Cobbs, you got one shot. No worries, my flow is dumb hot. I run through anybody I come upon. The juggernaut, I took my fucking spot. Just moved a couple rappers down the slot. Fucking blood clots, play connect the red dot. And I ain't talking Kodak when I say he getting a headshot.
Cypher. Yo, I'm colder than the Chi-Town breeze. Use a fake, put the metal to your face like, lie down please. Let the frost stop, leave the same impression from a car drop. Y'all watch the boy stand out like a ball spot. Smoke down trees, connecting with my inner man. Ran with the best of them, boot camps, get Timberland. And my weight class, cash by the milligram. Pink sapphire stones, I call them Killer Cam. I'm so clean, y'all can remove blemish. Give true business, cross hook jab, boots in this. Don't trust people that come in your space. Some will lead you to a trap like the front of the race. Words are weapons, but if you make me come from the waist, literally shit on you niggas when I dump on face. I'm lyrical dope and physical hope. Only need one shot with a visual scope. Fuck each and every last one of them. Fuck everybody that jumped ship and fuck whoever run with them. Fuck you for biting my style, nigga, you big lame. I'm a cesspool to you niggas, you just a shit stain. Fuck you for playing them bitch games, you heard me? Fuck you for adding my name, trying to concern me. I don't give a fuck why you mad, nigga. You better get glad, nigga. Stop trying to hide you an ass kisser. Them niggas that you said was killers, they don't know you. I put the call in with niggas, they exposed you. Dumb clown, it really ain't no time to be dumbfound. Niggas heard them whack ass lyrics and said thumbs down. Fuck you for being a rat, saying your gun shoot. Fuck whoever gave you the idea, they dumb too, dangerous. I'ma be the winner of this race, Mr. Fuck you, middle finger in the face.
Shout out all the artists. Go ahead, take Grateful. You got the floor, sister. Welcome to the platform. Much love and
Yeah,
respect to you and the family.
well, thank you as well as to you. I actually caught the ending part of the sisters speaking, and I don't know if it was more so to the Bible or the stories of the Bible, which metaphorically you should take the Bible. And I wanted to also add, as far as the atom and all of that, which I agree with my sister Yoni Renee. The atom was actually not a person; it was an actual bomb with ATOM. I'm gonna make it quick as I can. As far as Christ-like or Jesus or God, or those parts, it was mainly for you to see you as being the light. You're the crystallization. And once you recognize the light within yourself, you're able to shine that in a certain way. But through this 3D matrix that we're in, they dimmed your light. They took you away from what you truly were from birth. From your parents not having knowledge, from there to there to there. They've done so much damage that you've lost basically what was already instilled within you from the womb, and you got indoctrinated through their books and what they've given you, and then not understanding. Once you're reading through their books, some people get it, some people don't, which is not, it's not a big issue. It's just a matter of, no matter how you get it, no matter how it fits you, no matter what does or sit well with you or how you apply it to yourself, the ultimate goal for all of us is to become collective. And then once we collectively get our understanding, to just to be able to just understand the other person, then maybe we'll see that actual Christ being, because we actually won't see it until we all become one. And one has an understanding of each other being that is out here, and then you'll see it, because you'll start acting in that way. You'll start being that said Christ-like being. And I'm gonna leave it there, because I don't want to get too deep, because I know you got to go, Philly. But peace to y'all sisters, though.
Peace, sister. Gratitude. Gratitude for the knowledge.
You know, and the biggest thing, you know, they wasn't trying to prove, they're trying to debunk and show misinformation. So that's where a lot of our people get confused at what the sisters was doing. But y'all can take y'all time and close out if y'all want to. I'm looking
Right.
forward to y'all coming back.
The purpose of my live, Goddess, was to debunk the Bible, and not debunk it for a religious text that they claim it is, for the text that, as I read it, as it actually is. So I don't use the Bible for a religious text. I do not have any religious or spiritual beliefs.
Definitely understand and understand. And they actually said it best when the Popeye movie. I am that I am, I is that I is. Now, if we all take that approach, and we actually all want to be right within oneself, then you'll move in that likeness. And once you start moving in that likeness of wanting to be one right within oneself, then the things and actions within this realm are be that. Because this is an experience we're in. We're here to experience. So you make your experiences what they should be. So this is the purpose of all of this. Because if you look at every freaking scripture out here, it's only a said wording to say, well, hold up. You can make your experience what it should be. Now you're going to have actual outside entities or energies that may try to interrupt that, and your trials and tribulations come through you having to deal with those outside entities, right? So that's where you're building up who it is that you are within yourself, within your righteousness of self. And this is the journey that we're on when we're in this realm. See, they take us off of that and lead us into what they want us to be within this realm. The purpose for us coming together collectively is to say, hey, they're stopping our journey because they're distracting us from with these outside entities. We have to get right with one, first and foremost, us. And once we do that, then we can start slowly but surely getting right with others that are said becoming one within themselves as well. And I digress.
Facts. Facts. But that's why I love these panels and these bills, because that starts with proper knowledge. And we can't get right with ourselves if we don't have that knowledge. So I'm loving this. I'm loving these bills that we have the opportunity to explore new concepts, new ways of thinking besides the visual literacy we've been given through this system.
Truth. And we will build more. Definitely. I haven't been around for a little bit, but I'm definitely digging it, and I can see the growth in everyone. You know, I will say this for everyone: it's a journey. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It may not happen for years. It's a journey. That's what you're here for. You're here to walk the path. You may go off of it. You may stay on it for a while. It's a while, something that you can jump the cliff. But listen, as long as you keep within yourself, within your thought process, that you are here to make your experience what you want it to be, it will become that. It won't be easy, not by far. Because life, this little path is not easy. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant for you to learn lessons. So when you're returning, you'll know what not to do. And, I would like to say that, that gives someone some little inspiration, but this is what we're here to do. And also to stay true to one another, even if it hurts. Let a person know, like, listen, this ain't it. I'm not here to walk your path. You're here to walk your own. Now, if we come together in a certain way, then yes. But you're here to walk this path alone, ultimately. I can guide you in a certain manner. That's even being a parent. I'm not your say, oh, no. I'm just your guide. Because eventually you're going to have to guide yourself. And I want to give you the tools that you need, that you're able to use while you're guiding yourself. And I want to also say that I think that oftentimes as parents, we've been given things that maybe our parents didn't have certain knowledge before us, that they thought they were supposed to be said rules. I, for myself, have learned that I'm just a guide, and I want to be that person. I want to guide you to you're able to walk this journey in the greatest way possible. And, it's always peace and blessings and upliftment to your mind state and to your well-being.
Max, you ready to have me do a whole nother live on parenting. Facts.
But yes, definitely. I learned that the hard way.
Right. Well, that's another thing as goddesses. Parenting has been on us for so long that we could definitely use a share, a venue where we can share what we've learned as parents, what we've learned as mothers, because that's the only foundation we have to give to the youth, because they're going to get out here and do what they do. They're going to get out here and do what they do, but as mothers, we know that all we can do is, like you say, give them the foundation and be a guide for when they're ready to make that journey.
Real quick, sister. My brother Tad said, "Who the fuck is dude above me?" He
right.
talking about free Pappy T forever. That's why I was telling the minds, don't time him out. I know the brother from the community. He's still believes in religion, and he's still stuck in his belief system. And he comes around and you know, that's why I told y'all sisters don't pay him no attention. He's not modded up on the squad on
Right.
the channel. He's you know not to pay attention to. So Chaz, don't worry about it. He's nobody. He's himself. He's entitled to his beliefs and his system that he believe in. But yeah, I just wanted to tap in about that. It's all good. But yeah, y'all can close out, and this was a beautiful presentation. To thank y'all. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to y'all coming over again. I want to let people know, if you want the channel, email me, and you can have the channel, and we can build. We're about building and growing. Promo 2023 and beyond. Growing and building. That's what we're about. We don't got time for none of that negative. Promo 2023. That's what we on over here.
Well, gratitude, big dog. Once again, family, this is Salima Ellis. I'm thankful and grateful as always. I got to share my knowledge and learn from the chat from the family as usual. Goddess Yahsinni, gratitude. I always love riding with you. To the goddess that's in the panel with us, gratitude for your knowledge. I hope to definitely hook up with you again soon. We need more goddesses out here speaking truth to power. So Big Dog Philly OG, like I said, Baba, gratitude for your support, and definitely we'll come back with something else banging. That was just an overview of a couple of PowerPoints we had previously did called Organ versus Organic, and the PowerPoint before that called Drunk with Blood that the goddess Yahsinni had been banging out for months now, where we had specifically studied the Amalek, who I know is us, because we still here, we still banging, and we still at war. And this is just another tool that we have in our arsenal to arm ourselves. So gratitude to the family, gratitude to the tribe, peace and love, and I'm out.
Peace and love, sister. You can close out, Yasin.
It's been a beautiful day for us to share our perspective on things with you. And your chat, again, is great. Peace and love to the panel who came up while I was trying to stay on mute, so all of this noise won't get in the background. But it's a good thing that we're out of here. We gave y'all enough food for thought to go back and look at on your own perspective, and get what you can out of, get your truth out of everything that you hear and read. That's all we want you to do. We can't steal Dane Calloway's little motto, but I feel the same way. Food for thought every time you hear me. Yahsinni in the house. Yahsinni's out.
Appreciate you, sister. Much love and respect to you and the family. You're welcome over here anytime. Grateful. You want to close out, sister? You can close out.
No, listen, this was a little bit that I did catch. It was wonderful because it's let us know how much we are growing, how much we are paying more attention to ourselves, how much we're taking the good with the bad, and we're transversing that energy into the goodness of what we need to gather and to carry and to continue to walk into our journey, into our stories. And I say, let's keep going. Let's keep adding on. And we got this, as we've always had. And great day to everybody. Greatness for all. I'm good. Good day, Philly.
Appreciate you, sister. Much love. Much love and respect to you and the family. We're going to play one song, and I'm going to shout out much of the chat that I can. We're going to play my brother Luke Dog record, Live It Up. And we're going to shout the people out and be out, man.
It's Trio.
Dog Records, promo 2023.
Dog Records.
Shout out to
you gotta live it up. She won't lie, you gotta live it up.
352, New Grove. Great, John Renee.
If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. They say that if you're born in this world covered in melanin, then you were cursed from birth with low intelligence. And you were only meant to slave and work for rent. You just another motherfucker in a cotton field, suffering from cognitive dissonance due to politics. Stuck in poverty, never seeing no way out of it. Fiending for progress, hustling to get it in. And all the moves that you making, you still standing still. The media damaging, governors pandering, punting your freedom for dollars and they just cash it in. They roll the dice with your life, they just gambling. National Guard now in charge, yeah, they with FEMA them. Be careful with the food America feeding them. Systematic ignorance to ensure that you never win. But if you born and you die, you were chosen to live. Treat your cares like the blunt, let it blow in the wind. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. They say that if you born in this world and you got red skin, then you extinct and you can possibly be an Indian, Aboriginal, Native, walking on flat land. Told you that you were African, now you ain't got land. This for the next generation who don't understand. This for the ones with the mind that can comprehend. Black lives matter, but will you help your fellow man? Stop fronting on the internet and start collecting bands. Join hands in business, put your money where your mouth is. And for the young ones who already got kids, feed they mind, fuck a fucking Nike outfit. Feed they soul, cause the enemy wanna see them dead. Stop letting all this entertainment go to your head. When you think of losing, think of progress instead. If you were born and you died, spot change then. Tell a gang, sell a gang, go on, get some. Yeah, if you were born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it up. If you born on this word and you already fucked, and if you black, then your struggle can't be rough enough. It ain't no love, they just tell you to toughen up, hustle and get it up. Since you alive, you gotta live it on up.
Make sure y'all
gotta live it on up. Since you alive, nigga. Gon' live it on up.
Solo, my Naga, bronze, flat power guy.
Nah,
all of y'all, man. Vibrant, law.
It's true.
Radio, smoke signals, my nigga. Jesus freaking Christ. Anthony Lowe. Sachi. Appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. Let me close this down and we out, man. Nobody told y'all they love you. OG and his family got love for y'all. We out. Peace. And if y'all haven't, come on over to Talk Your Talk Media. My brother Greedy Vegan. That's where we at right now. Talk Your Talk Media. Promo 2023 and beyond. Got my brother Dangerous Music tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I may go live before, but promo 2023 and beyond. We out. Much love to everybody.